Can you say April Fools? This is Small Talk, baby. It's season 5, and we had to just pull a fast one on you
Yep.
guys because we love you so much. Yeah, Jacob, you've been here this whole time, like and just yeah. So April Fools, everybody. Sorry
Yeah.
about
I'm not going anyway, I promise. Okay. I told them you cannot literally promise I'm contractually obligated. So really, you know, but no, I said told Ryan, I was like, it'd be funny we do an April Fool's Day prank. And I was like, this is funny. I actually have one dropping on my channel on the first, and it's gonna be a fucking batshit crazy one. It is DC related, and it is people are gonna think I'm nuts for the review I'm doing. And I have a collaboration with someone that's gonna be a dumb review. It's gonna be a dumb review, but you're gonna be like, what? But I just wanted to do this. I was like, Ryan, we should do this real quick while we have small talk because I wanted if we had a small talk April Fool's Day on a Tuesday, I would have said we could do that including the video, but because it falls on a Monday, so I was like, we should just do this real quick. But yeah, that's what we did. It was just April Fool's. I'm not going anywhere. It was just a joke. We're not, we're all friends. That's not gonna get me. Like if Ryan's been around me enough to know he's like, he said that's just a normal Tuesday for us guys. That's something.
that. Yeah, I'm smart to the gimmick at this point in wrestling parlance. But in all seriousness, though, we are on the doorstep of season 5. The first 3 episodes, season 5 episodes 1 through 3. This is what the subject is going to be for today's episode, and I might be going out on a bit of a limb here, but it's my story and I'm sticking to it. These might be my favorite 3 strings of episodes that we've covered. Like, like like episode 2 was definitely the weakest, but season 1, episode 1 was epic, and then episode 3 was just as epic. So I like some like small problems like with 2 and like episode 2 and stuff, but really like this was a very consistent like 3 string of quality episodes.
I will say, these episodes are good. I will say one is so controversial. That's what me and Matt were talking about last season. The episode 3 is so controversial, especially when you find out what happened to the actor in real life. It even makes it even more controversial.
What happened to him in real life? I forgot. I forgot we
I think
talked about.
he killed 2 people and then he took his own life.
Wow.
Oh, really? Oh, damn.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he didn't take his own life. But he was trying to escape from the police and he fell. And then he fell off the roof. He was trying to evade the police and fell off the roof and broke his neck.
Who was the actor? Who was the actor?
Hang on, let me pull his name up. Johnny Johnny Lewis. That's
He
who he
was in Aliens versus Predator Requiem. It's the pizza delivery
Oh
brother.
my God! I mean, he actually did that shit in real life. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, like as I said, you don't really know. I mean, he was on drugs real bad. That's what they say in his talks. He was like on drugs. I think his girlfriend was trying to get him off, and he was staying with this woman was with who basically helped actresses in their time of need. And so I think he killed his girlfriend, and then killed her. As far as I know, I know he killed. He killed. I know he killed the woman. I'm not sure about if he killed his girlfriend or not. But that's what, from what I read. I know he and then he fell off when he was, and then of course the police were after him. He fell off the roof and broke his neck and killed himself.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, he died like back in 2012.
Yeah,
Oh,
He was
that's
20.
that's
He was 28.
that's
yeah.
crazy. Like he's 2 years younger than me. So
Oh my
like,
God.
He's the same age as me.
wow.
That's
But
just crazy. That's
I'm
just
I'm like a few years older than him when he died, but I don't know right. But how like what year would
how
he
old
was a
are you,
lot.
Matt?
He was a lot older than me.
How old are you, Matt? 33.
31.
Damn, I
wow,
didn't know. I thought I was the oldest. Damn, Matt's
you're
the oldest.
How old are you, dude?
I'm 28.
Oh my God. I thought you were the oldest. I'm not even
I
joking.
know. I was like thinking, oh, I'm the old guy out of the bunch. No,
Yeah,
Matt's the oldest.
I guess I just have a baby face and I don't
I know.
age.
Once I shave, I look younger. But yeah, like
Yeah,
right
because
now,
if I clean shave it off, I look much more younger. But if I grow a facial hair, I look a little bit more older.
I just right now I look like some guy. I look like my, especially in this camera light, I look like one of the Duck Dynasty guys.
I mean, and I've been told so many times that they think I don't look that old.
I thought you were like 25.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah,
oh
Matt's
well,
like,
that's a compliment if someone tells you you look
I
younger.
think I might be ageless.
I still get carded when I buy cigarettes.
Oh, I get carded too. I get carded when every now and then when I get beer, when I get a case or something. But if the owner knows me and sees me come in many times, then I never get carded. But for people who don't know me and don't see me come in that much, then I get carded.
Well, if I use a credit card with cigarettes, then they don't require, because how are you going to have a credit card when you're buying cigarettes? You know, because you got to be 18 to have a credit card.
Yeah.
So
But
like, you know, but
I
if I use
mean,
cash, then they
I mean,
say.
are they going to come to the age where you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes? I know they have to still do
Well,
it
in
at
my state,
18.
it's like 18. You have to buy cigarettes.
Yeah, yeah,
One for
that's
beer
what I thought, that they were still doing
and the
the
vape.
18 age. Because
And
I've
so
heard
if you
because
want
I've
to
heard at
vape,
some point that they're going to change
tobacco,
that. I could be wrong about that.
dipping and smoking is 18. But if you want to vape, or if you want to smoke marijuana or drink alcohol, which marijuana is still frowned upon in my state, but I'm like, they're saying medical use.
Well, they legalized here where I live.
Nah, it's only medical use here, and
Right.
which but like, yeah, as for smoking cigarettes, it's like, yeah, 18 years old. But I will say I'm excited. I'm excited to get to the small talk. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm so excited to get into those 2 episodes, get into the nitty-gritty. But yeah, I will admit that episode 2 is not the strongest out of those episode 1 and 3, but it's still, we had a great strong start at the beginning of the 5th season, in which, yep, we've been waiting for Ryan's reaction.
Yep, we're ready. Let's talk about small talk. I'm ready to talk about season 5.
All right.
Because
Well,
Ryan, I heard some stuff from Ryan the other night, and I'm ready to talk about it. What Ryan thought.
on that note, let us jump in with both feet. This is season 5, episode 1, called Arrival.
We should take this slow.
We've been taking it slow for 4 years. I know your secret. Don't touch me!
You're my friend. Tell me the truth.
Season 5, Smallville, Thursday, September 29th on the WB.
A meteor shower bursts from the heavens, raining destruction on the unsuspecting citizens of Smallville, Kansas. Now, that is the synopsis straight off of IMDb, but there's a lot going on here. Starting off with, we get the Fortress of Solitude, and this reveal was fucking awesome. I loved this. Like as soon as I just saw it, I was like, this is beautiful. This like, it's overused, but this is cinema right here. I mean, it's
I
no
completely
other way.
agree. I mean, when I saw the Fortress of Solitude, that they built a set, taking a lot of inspirations from the Donner Superman, but in my opinion, it's the best looking Fortress of Solitude in any live action Superman ever. I mean, I love the Donner, don't get me wrong, but this one really topped it. How much they spent on that budget on TV, then when it was shot on film, and the way the lighting and how they did the
Oh yeah,
cinematography, it's so cinematic.
I mean, it's such a good, like, especially like I bet you Ryan was just like, oh my god, the Fortress of Solitude. This whole episode feels like a mini Superman movie in a way.
It does. It
Because
does.
this is so, like, that's what I told Ryan. We told him last season. I said this season feels the most like a Superman movie. And Ryan,
we were
that's
getting
the
there.
first episode.
We were just slowly getting to that whole Superman mythos, and it was about Clark Kent doing Superman in training. Like he's about to begin the journey.
I think what I took away from the most of this episode is that the first 4 seasons very much felt like the high school years. And now, like, starting from this moment on, the high school stuff is done. And now, like, everything is going to
we
change.
start getting
And
more
that,
into the Superman.
yeah,
Oh.
that's what I took away from it. And I loved it for it. And can we just talk about how Jor-El is just like the hater to end all haters? Like, he's just throwing like, you must become my heir or else I will take away everything you love. And I'm just like, what is this, like the 3rd time, the 4th time that you've threatened your
He's
son
kind of
with
a
this?
bastard if you think about it. It's like, man,
Dude,
you're an asshole.
I mean, you kind of almost murdered Chloe and freezing her to death when she entered the fortress. Like, Jesus Christ, Jarrell.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't, no, you can't, you got to continue. Like, you know what? There's 2 evil Kryptonians that you mentioned earlier that they came to Earth and they're wreaking havoc to look for Kal-El. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be time to do his education right now when they're about to destroy everything.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan, let's talk about that for a second. I love that sequence. The whole sequence with the police cars and everything.
Oh,
where
dude.
they're wrecking that shit up. You're just like boom, boom.
They were
boom.
just
And
fucking. They were just fucking using heat vision the shit out of those police squad.
Lana's running for her life with a broken like. She's just hobbling, trying to get the fuck away from
More
them.
practical explosions on vehicles, dude. More practical explosions. Well done with that.
I was like,
it's not done
damn,
on,
they're going
It's not done in
hard.
CGI, and it's not done on the green screen. Like, no, they really went at it.
Yeah, you love to see all of that. And literally, like, Lana trying to run away with, like, just one good leg, that goes crazy. Like,
We noticed that other
You need to
Kryptonian
run.
chick. She has a tramp stamp. She has a tramp stamp, that Kryptonian Zod logo, the symbol. Tramp
Which,
stamp.
by the way, did you figure? Let me ask you this: before they said the word Zod, did you figure out like, okay, they, or what was your thinking when you first saw them? You're like, okay, who are they? Like, I know you were like,
There was a part of me that was like, this can't be Zod. Like, this has got to be like Zod's followers or disciples.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, because Lionel, when he's like brain damaged somehow, when he was like carving the Zod symbol on the floor, he mentioned to Lana like they're the disciples of Zod. They're his followers, so it makes perfect sense.
yeah, they're basically this version of like Non and Feora.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. A
All I
callback
will
from the
say-
Don. It was a little bit of more of a callback to the Donner Superman 2. No, not Donner Superman 2. Richard Lester.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, Donner Superman, by the way, because when Clark is in the little dome, like the little portal thing, whatever.
Yeah.
You see scenes from Superman the movie.
Oh yeah, you definitely see the destruction of Krypton footage from the original movie.
Donner films, and then you see like all the people dying in from Krypton, and I'm like,
yeah, when there people were about falling. They're using scenes from the original Superman movie in the prologue of the destruction of Krypton. I guess that they spent so much on the budget for the fortress and all that stuff and the effects. They just probably couldn't add new footage of the events of the destruction of Krypton. I mean, I wish they could have had
I
that.
love the homage.
Not to mention, the Krypton TV show would not be greenlit by the CW by at least a decade, so they had to work
It was
with...
Sci-Fi Channel that greenlit Krypton, not CW.
Yeah, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. Oh yeah.
Oh, it was on Sci-Fi?
Yeah, it was on Sci-Fi that ran for 2 seasons.
That's why nobody watched it, because it was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, nobody
Channel.
watched it, and dude, that show was so fucking good.
It was good.
It was underrated.
And
Like I love how
the
they
first-
went into that whole Elseworld story in a prequel story before we see Superman come into the play, and I loved how they done.
Ironically,
Krypton.
Zod was in that show too.
Yeah, Zod was so. Oh god, that actor
He
who
was played by
Zod.
Colin Sullivan.
Yeah, Colin Sullivan, and if you know who that actor was, he's the same actor that was in the Arrowverse show in Arrow.
Walter.
Yeah, Walter. Yep, that's the guy, and he
He's
fucking
also- yeah,
he
he's in a
literally
bunch of
nailed. He
Resident
really nailed the character Zod. He really nailed that role.
They were nailed before Zod.
He was so good, and I just wish that they picked up for another season, or at least put it to
They were
like on
introducing
streaming
Dark
service.
Side in season 3.
And dude, the Doomsday in
Didn't they
Krypton.
have Brainiac?
Oh my god, best.
Brainiac, that was the best interpretation.
That was the best live action Brainiac. I'm not in best live action Doomsday.
We
Wait,
get
I
like
will
5
say-
seasons of Legends of Tomorrow, but we only get like a season of Krypton. How does that
2
work?
seasons.
We got 2. We had 2 seasons.
Okay, 2 seasons, excuse me.
Which
Yeah,
I
and
will-
unfortunately didn't get
Which it was
picked
on
up.
Sci-Fi Channel. They knew nobody was going to watch it because it's on fucking Sci-Fi Channel.
I know it's ridiculous. I mean, they
How
should
many
have
people watch the
at least
fucking
have the
Sci-Fi
Max.
Channel? Nobody
They should have
watched
at least had like HBO Max picked it up and do another season. But I guess they just didn't want to do
Yeah.
it.
Like,
I'm
like
just saying,
I,
like
I
Cartoon
asked,
Network.
I ask you all, the kind but intense viewers / listeners, when was the last time you unironically watched the Sci-Fi Channel? We will wait.
Yeah, did you watch Ice Volcano Spiders or Sharkula?
We're hearing the
Or-
crickets.
Or did you watch Lava Lantula or Wakanda?
Sharknado
You know,
25. And
There were some few shows that for sci-fi shows that were actually
Snakes
pretty good
in the
at the
Hood?
time. 12 Monkeys was on there, and I thought that was a really good show. I haven't finished the whole thing, but that was a very good underrated
They
series.
have a movie called Snakes in the Hood. I'm just saying
They actually had a movie, Snakes in the Hood.
it's called
Really?
Snakes in the Hood. Literally, it says right here, Snakes in the Hood.
Oh God.
I'm like, what?
I wanted to bring up when the 2 disciples of Zod, Nam-Ek and Aether? I probably butchered that.
I'm not gonna pronounce those names. And the guy, I don't mean to cut you off, but there's one actor I recognize him.
Wasn't Buffy the Black
He
guy?
played one of the other characters. He was on a show called Heroes, which was so good. And this was like after Smallville, and I like, oh wow, he's really.
I
damn
love
good.
the contacts they put in their eyes. They look so creepy.
Oh
with
yeah,
the
they look
contacts.
so
They look
like alien.
alienish.
Yeah, they were so alienish, and it's so like more of a classical look of it if you really think about it.
Yeah,
Also, I do like that
the
they wreak
female
havoc. Like they
disciple of the female disciple of Zod must have watched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone because her only weapon, like Professor Quirrell's, is the choke.
They like to choke people.
yeah, I mean, like they're literally just destroying everything, and I'm like, that to me was so
They
crazy.
have no remorse, no remorse.
They're just looking for Kal-El. They're just like, oh, look, there's police.
Yeah, they want they
I have
want
an
to grab
issue.
Kal-El, and they want him to have him take over the whole planet.
I like these episodes perfect, but like there's an issue. Like, okay, the police just show up and pour guns on them. That they did not realize that there was
Yeah, but here's the thing: where
shower.
did they come? Like, where did they come from? Like, why did they show up out of nowhere? There was a meteor shower, and how would they know that there's an
Why is
like
the whole entire fucking police department? No one called the police saying, "Oh my God, there's people that came out the meteor." Police,
they literally just
here,
came out of the
shoot
ship. They literally just exit out of the ship, and the police squad just came out of nowhere. Like, where the hell did you come
I
from?
have a theory. What if some of it was Lex? What if never mind. Because I was gonna say, what if it was Lex's men dressed as cops? But no, that doesn't make sense. You know why
it was so sudden because it was so sudden because it just happened at the moment, and because we see Lex now waking up from the cave, from the Quachi cave, where
maybe Lex
Clark and Chloe disappeared.
But I will say it was a cool sequence. I mean, you have to turn your brain off for that sequence.
They want to see what they wanted to show us these two Kryptonian introduction of Disciples of Zod, that they're one of the threatening characters for Kal-El.
And going back to like Lex.
At least do a cool line, like one of the cops say, "We come in peace," and they say, "We don't," or something like that.
They probably wouldn't say anything. They would just shoot the fucking heat vision out of their eyes and just murder everyone.
You're probably right. But
they caused the meteor shower. They literally course corrected because they wanted to find Clark.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, the cause of the meteor shower was the stone. It was because because she used the them to make them like when she killed Genevieve, she like placed the blood on that stone, stain on the blood on the stone, and that's what awakened them from space.
Which I mean, can you imagine? Like Clark, is this the same shit with Man of Steel? Like,
I think it might have been a beacon. I think that was a beacon when you placed the blood on the stain on the stone, and it sent a beacon, and now they know where to find him on Earth.
Which, by the way, how did you like whenever Lex was in the cave, and then they just show up and grab Lex and says, "Humans," he says he's bleeding.
Kal-El does not bleed.
I'm like, but the only time I'm like, bullshit! We saw him bleed.
Yeah, he bleeds. He can bleed. If it's hurt by another Kryptonian, he can bleed.
I mean, there's also been meteor freaks that made him bleed. I mean, like, it's not like this is the first time.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a plot hole. I know, here's the thing. There's one little nitpick I have, and it's not that really big of a deal. Jonathan's hair is longer all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Because I think it might have been months later when they started shooting season 5. I wish that it was a little bit of a continuity error or whatever. It's not that important. I just go along with it.
I honestly didn't notice because I was like just so in the moment.
Because I totally noticed, like, dude, your hair's so long now. Because when we last saw him, it was so short. It's really picking up where it left off.
It doesn't kill the episode for me, but it definitely.
No, it didn't. That's just a small little minor nitpick. It's not that big of a deal.
He's definitely trying to do the mullet in 2005 look, the business in the front, party in the back.
I do like that Lionel's carving the Z, and he's just like, but then like he's like literally up, and then he's like being able to have a conversation with Lana that says like he's carving that Z like a crazy man, saying that the disciples of Zod. And then he's like, "How to defeat him?" And she's like, "How did I defeat him?"
Their
over
home
here.
Is their only poison.
And
their
I'm just
home
like,
is their. He was like, "Their home is their only poison." I love that line. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty subtle.
I thought the sequence was great, but I'm just like, which I do like that. I do really like that, like how how it's like a Z, like Zod, and everything. Like, and it's like basically it's like also I like how like Clark, how like they destroy the hospital too. Like, and like grab Jonathan by the throat, and he goes, "You know where he is," and they grab him by the throat, and then Lois is like, "Hey," she insults him, and then they throw him down and grab her. Like,
you want to find your buddy Kal-El? You better start working on your communication skills.
And then Lana would
that is so Lois. That felt a little bit of a callback to Superman 2 when she was mouthing off a Kryptonian. Remember that in the third act?
Yeah,
that was such a callback.
Yeah, so basically, also, why would Lana go to the place? Okay. Lana goes to the hospital, okay? And then tells him, "I know where Clark is. why would you not bring a meteor rock with you? Because literally,
Yeah, not very bright, but also how
they
the
could
hell
have
did
killed
she?
you.
But one question: how does she know where to find them? I mean, I think it
Maybe
might have
Lana
been.
told her.
Yeah. You're probably right. I mean, I think he gets the sense where they are because something happened to him when that stone like hit him at a full blown and downloaded all the Kryptonian knowledge in his head, and now he can build a sense them or something. That would make a lot more sense.
Also, you know it's really dumb. I like that Chloe found out Clark's secrets in the hospital and everything.
Mhm.
She's like, Clark, get me out of here, I'm freezing. I love that.
I know, I love that too.
I just thought was dumb was when like Lex is like wakes up and he goes, Chloe, where are you, Chloe? As if she's going to answer you that you abducted her, as if she's going to answer you. And also, you really think she would be there once the meteor hit? Like she probably
No,
got
she
her
would
ass.
halt, dude.
I
She
mean,
would halt, or she could have been knocked unconscious just like him, and she probably would have
Chloe,
still
where
been
are
there.
you?
he's
Chloe, where'd you go, Chloe?
I
By
mean,
the way, in a deleted
he's
scene
sort
on
of
the
irritating.
DVD or Blu-ray, Lex literally got sucked in too, and he was in the snow.
Oh
And it was in
yeah,
the
yeah. No,
fortress.
I was about to
He
mention
turns around,
that
sees the
part too.
fortress, and then
No,
I guess he
I was
passes
about
out.
to mention that. I was literally about to bring that part up. I mean, they do use a footage, but I can't tell you which episode it was where Lex is now near the fortress, and that was, and you were right, that was in the deleted scene. I was about to bring that part
I think it
up.
was in this episode or the episode before. But yeah, he sees the fortress. I think he passes and sucks him back out. But yet Chloe is able to walk and go, oh, Clark, Clark. You know, which thank God she had a jacket on. She'd be dead.
Oh yeah, dude. If she hadn't shown up at the
If she hadn't
fortress,
looked
then
fashionable, then
no,
she'd
no,
be dead right now.
no. But if she had not shown up in the first place at the fortress along with Clark, Clark would have still been in there and continue his Kryptonian training. He would not have leave. He would not have left the fortress in the first place. But now Chloe's about to die. He has to save her, and that's what Clark would do.
One thing
Also-
that I did definitively want to bring up, what did you think at the end where Clark's like, Jor-El took my powers? I'm like, when? Oh, like, I don't know. I don't know.
But
how I-
he did
Because he
because
said-
Jarrell said that I will let you go on one condition: you have to return to the fortress before the sun is set. And the sun did set, and he did not come back. And he told him there will be consequences.
I don't know. I guess I just wanted like something to like a more
So yeah,
dramatic scene, I guess.
parts of his consequences is stripping his powers. Not
Also-
it's only a part of it.
I did like at the end with the mansion where like Lana. I thought that was cool. Clark shows up and faces them off. He's like, he's like, I will never join you and everything. But
Yeah,
the
that
only
was
thing,
cool.
Lana's stupid as hell because she brings them in there and like, oh, and then. By the way, Clark, every time he sees me, he goes, but yet they're like, oh, it's no. And then they like, watch this. And the black guy grabs the safe door and pushes it. And then they turn around and look at her like, you're dead. And I'm like, how are they all not on the ground going,
I guess that they're at a full capacity and they can tolerate.
'cause they're
They're like a
soldiers.
high pain tolerance or something.
It's
Maybe-
like
I'm-
Clark gets exposed to the kryptonite and then he
Well, thank you.
dies, and then the disciples of Zod are just like, oh,
They're
we'll
just laying on. He lays on the ground and
yes,
doesn't make a
right.
move, and this
Oh.
other guy just walks up and just grabs the fucking steel door and sealed it shut.
Clark is literally like he's a near fatal death. But yet them, it's like they had diarrhea. They're like,
I can handle the. I can hold it.
I can hold it. Yeah,
I
like,
can hold it in.
which way he picks up the same. I'm like, I'm like, Lana just stands there too. She literally
Yeah.
stands there like, I get the fuck out of there. Just trying to hit them or something.
She can't run. She can't outrun them.
Take
There's
a
no
fire
way.
poker and stab him in the face.
But also she can't outrun them, and also her legs are all fucked. She can barely walk.
I would take like a fire poker, stab him in the eyes, and then that way you have the advantage.
Dude, they're invulnerable. How can you stab them in the eye? They're
But when they have
invulnerable.
kryptonite, they're
He
vulnerable.
sealed it. They sealed it. He sealed that shit shut, so they can't affect kryptonite.
Before he got I would have stabbed him before he got to the door.
I think she should have taken a kryptonite with her in the first place. That's what she should have done instead of
I would have
trapping
literally.
him.
I was like, Clark. I said, "There, she's dead." The second they closed that door, like, they looked at her like,
You're totally
"Oh, you're
fucked."
dead. You're done."
Like,
you're
But
done.
the moment that Clark shows up and to face off these two Kryptonians, I literally thought he was going to say, "Would you care to step outside?" I
Wait.
literally thought he was going to say that.
And then like they do the Superman like 2 thing where like they throw they're trying to throw him into the Phantom Zone or whatever.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
trying
he's
to
like-
yeah.
And he's like, it's just so fucking stupid though. Whenever he's like grabbing on, he's hanging on by a thumb, like a little thumb.
Yeah, but when he's saying
And
that,
they're
why
like,
did the
"Okay, we
Kryptonians
got
just
him.
push him in? Why didn't the
We're
Kryptonians?
good.
Why didn't
And
these
then
two?
they turn
Why didn't these
around.
two did not push him inside the
They
fortress when he
turn
was
their
hanging
backs
on
on
the?
like, Well, I'm not gonna see what happens next. We won.
We won.
Man, like,
I was just
and then-
sitting there thinking to myself, Clark, you got two hands. Just like take your other hand and like reach for something. But no, it's like they're just holding on by like a
Well,
finger.
he was literally being sucked in at a fucking strong ass, like pulled him in straight into the Phantom Zone.
But I did like the callback of seeing the two like in the Phantom Zone that looks like something out of the Donner movies where they're
Yeah,
just
that was
pressed up
definitely
against
that
the
was
glass.
totally. We already knew that they were going to find some way to take a lot of inspirations from the Donner, and that was one of them too, including the Fortress and the Phantom Zone when they were flying off into space.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. Also, also I love at the end how at the end of the episode you see like Lex has the ship in his warehouse, and then you see like a person form. By the way, we won't say spoilers because Ryan, who do you think that is?
That's
Yeah, who
gotta
do you
be
think?
Zod,
Yeah, but who?
right?
Yeah, but who do you think was coming out of the ship, looking like a
He just
T-1000
said
liquid metal Terminator?
Who else could it be but Zod? It's just like
that. We're not gonna tell you because we played.
Oh, I wish we can tell you. I wish we could so bad.
all right,
What?
well I've sworn you guys to secrecy, so just play the Mission Impossible clip me in the future, but
I can neither confirm nor deny details of any such operation without the Secretary's approval.
Which you know what you will. I just think it's cool that James Masters plays this mystery character.
Oh yeah, I wasn't
Spike
not
from
familiar.
Buffy the Vampire
I mean,
Slayer.
I didn't because at the time I did not see Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've only been known to see him in the show, and I thought he played off that mysterious character incredibly well. They will reveal who he is like few episodes away from now.
Yeah,
But
he has a reoccurring role in.
I already knew, but one thing I
He's so
will
good.
say that I did get spoiled, and they announced that who he's playing at the time before the show like premiered. I already knew what character he was playing,
But
and I was not.
Ryan, we're not gonna tell you because it's pretty easy to figure out who he's playing. But like I said, you watch, you'll find out in a couple of episodes who he's playing. Which I will say, he was so good. I said I like how at the end it plays that song that music song and it's like boom 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 and
Things
then as
get
he
damaged.
performs and he just turns like his face like this, like
Damn.
I'm like, to me, I thought it reminded me of Ocean's 11 when you see the two guards like this just standing there in business suits like this going, I'm just like, is George Clooney in the room getting beat up or something? Why is this like, why wouldn't you instead just have like guards outside? Because no one's going to get inside. I mean, just.
That's true. And also, how did Lex's men be able to haul that heavy ass metallic ship? What kind of like tools that they had to do to haul that thing?
How did Lex get the ship? How?
You were in broad daylight, in public, in broad daylight, out in the
And Lex
field.
was also busy doing other shit, okay? How did he have enough time to get the ship and bring it into his warehouse? Did he call his team and say, hey, stop working on the mansion. Ship priority. Then we'll go back to the mansion. How? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like it's an unknown ship, like metallic thing, and that we don't even know how heavy that thing is.
How did
and
Lex
somehow
get
he was
the
able to
ship
haul
out of
that
the cornfield without no one noticing?
Yeah, no one was noticing.
Unsolved mysteries.
yeah, like this week on Unsolved Mysteries, how did Lex's men get the ship out of that field? Do 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 do.
Which, by the way, I thought was stupid is that Lois pulls up when the farm gets hit. Lois pulls up and then she jumps right in the hole rather than walk around the hole. The dog had no sense to walk around the hole, but yet she jumps right into the hole. I'm like,
I never understood that. Like, why the hell is she walking in the hole? Why can you walk around it?
Also, where the fuck did the meteor go? It was a meteor shower and they're all holes. I'm like, did the meteors evaporate?
Probably some might have.
There makes no sense. It's like they couldn't afford a meteor budget, so they were just like, fuck it. No one's gonna notice. Also, I do like that Lex being at the hospital when Chloe wakes up in Switzerland, and then like he goes, "Now, why would Clark be here?" Like that to me just made it sound like, oh, Lex is just that was so evil of Lex.
Oh, that was such a menacing scene and a little creepy.
Well, the heel turn is complete in the next episode.
Wasn't Clark told Lex where to find Chloe, and how the hell did he manage to find her?
I mean, I also like that. I really do like that. Lex and Clark in the Kent house. Like, he's like, Clark, let me ask you something. I saw you in the cave. Is there something you want to tell me? And he goes, Lex, I was not at the cave. And that right there, Lex is just like, all right, you're lying. Like Lex knew he was lying to him right then.
Oh yeah, you already know that. He's not dumb. Like that.
Yeah.
That's starting to this whole. This is probably going to be one of those moments where their friendship is about to be derailed.
Yeah, it pretty
I
much
mean,
is
really, like
derailed.
this next episode, it literally just puts a nail in that coffin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But let's put the bow on Arrival. Jacob, 1 to 10, what do you have?
This is a fucking 10.
All right, Matt, what about you?
Yeah, this is definitely a 10. A great, strong start of the episode. Great, strong setting the tone where this season is going. Even though you don't fully know, but you kind of get the idea where this season is going at this point. We're getting close to the Superman mythos. I love how they started off very strong, and they definitely. How did you think of this opening intro that they changed? They completely changed the intro that we've been talking about for a while.
What did you think about the opening credits?
The opening credits.
I'm gonna miss the old one, but it's growing on me.
Like you like, and especially how they had like the action figure pose, like they're just spinning in circle like this, like.
Yeah, they're doing fucking model promotion of their own like WB style, but it was pretty cool. I loved it because it's really just showing you that this is a new chapter of the series. Even though we're still continuing on the journey of him becoming Superman, but now we're getting like away from the high school days for a 4-year run. This is now a brand new, fresh new chapter.
Yeah. But we are simpatico. I am 10 out of 10 as well. This was a fantastic opener to season 5. And the momentum keeps up somewhat, but it's kind of derailed by kind of a silly villain. But let's get into season 5, episode 2, called Mortal.
In the coming weeks,
You're the only one I've ever really loved. It's only been you, Lana. Put Lana and my family in danger. Being irrational.
all new Smallville, followed by a fresh Everwood. Thursday.
After Clark lost his powers, he finds that he needs them the most to save his family. To put it quite simply, like off-brand, legally distinct Bam Margera escapes out of Bel Rev along with Hick and Dick, or whatever these twins' names are, and that
like the two
shoot
twins
lightning
from the
out of their
Matrix
fingers like
Reloaded.
Raiden. And
Yeah,
they
they look like the fuck, like you brought it up, Jake. They look like the fucking twins from the Matrix Reloaded.
if they weren't half as cool as they are. But Jacob, what did
They
you
don't have dreadlocks, that's why. I was just saying, I was really just thinking, this bad guy is just like if Electro was a piece of shit dickhead that smoked a lot.
with a neck tattoo?
I mean, he literally is like, we're going to Smallville, boys. And I'm just like, you're
We're
going
going to
because of a
Smallville.
fucking rumor? Like some guy could lie. They could be lying to you saying like, oh yeah, this guy defeated me. Like, you're going there looking for a guy named Clark Kent. Like, you don't even know this guy's really legit.
You never met him.
I'm just like
I mean, he knows he's been hearing a lot of rumors going around at Belle Reve that the people that Clark put in the first place. But it kind of started off very confusing. Like, how was he connected? I don't remember this guy. I think that was the whole on purpose that they're trying to let you know that, like, getting you confused until it was revealed of who arranged his escape.
wait, I always thought that was an accident, but then again,
Oh no, it was no accident. That was no accident.
To be fair, I thought I put it as my notes as a stupid thing. How can you just bump into somebody and turn off the bracelets?
That's a good question.
I mean, I do think now you're saying that I do think Lex did do that on purpose.
He did do it on purpose. He's not stupid. He would just do like, oh, oops. Like if you pay attention enough, he literally turned off his cuffs, his power dampener.
It does make more logical sense if you think about it now, because
especially by the end when he was looking at when he was looking through the security footage, when Chloe said that someone was watching them when they broke into level 3. And he saw the security footage of Clark grabbing the laser, hitting him, and he was like, "This is impossible," because he was literally testing him so that he knows that he is superhuman.
But yet Lex doesn't have audio because literally Clark is talking about, yeah, Pete saw my ship in the. Lex was literally watching the footage, but yet he couldn't hear the audio, and he was literally just.
I mean, I don't think security cams have microphones. I don't think they ever have microphones to security cameras.
No, we talked about this, and I I believe like in season 3 where Lex was committed and they had the footage there. I
Oh, at
think
Belle Reeve. Oh yeah, Belle Reeve. That was odd. Like, when do security cameras have microphones?
in the
I mean,
security
literally,
cameras
what are
in
you gonna
my
say?
work.
Like, I mean, literally, if literally you're trying to capture somebody committing a crime, saying, "Oh yeah, he committed a crime," what are you gonna hear? Like, "Oh, Your Honor, I have the footage right here. Sorry, there's no audio."
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Like,
Yeah, but also, yeah, he did, but he was the one who arranged those meteor freaks' escape and literally put his family
well,
at
that makes more
risk.
sense now. I'm
Because
gonna subtract.
yeah, because that's why Clark was so pissed at him, because he literally arranged their escape. I was like, what the fuck, Lex? That's why he beat the crap out of him.
I do like how Lex returned the tables and had his dad committed in the exact same padding cell
Oh,
that has the green
that was
background.
the Lord.
Yeah.
That was the one saving, Lord and saving of the
He was just like
episode.
enjoying
Was
that too.
was
Like,
him watching his dad in a straitjacket inside of the asylum, and he
Best
was
he was
pulling out.
enjoying
Said
that shit
that was
too. He
literally
was
a parallel.
enjoying
That
it.
was literally the reverse parallel scene from season 3, while Lex was being committed in a straitjacket, while when Lionel hold his hand out in the glass window.
Also, I do like that everyone was rebuilding the town. I thought it was pretty cool that everybody's rebuilding. Shows you like how it feels like, you know, like everybody in Smallville comes together. And I like that Clark's finally with Lana. Like, we're not fucking dragging our feet on this will they won't they bullshit.
Yeah, since he's willing to be with her at this time when he's powerless, where now he doesn't have to hide the secrets from her forever.
But it's kind of crazy though. Like they go home to get supplies, and then it is, and then
And they want to go to Poontown.
And then Clark's
they.
gonna pull his dick out, and then all of a sudden they hear like a parent, oh my god, my parents are coming. Hey, we
What's
weren't
even
doing nothing. And
what's
then all
even
of a sudden,
crazier is that in the next episode, like Jonathan like he's ready to have the talk with Clark, and I'm just sitting there like, haven't you done this already? Like, what are we doing
No, but
here?
no, they never had the talk, because he even mentioned, like, I never thought we need to have
when
that
he was
talk.
literally shooting out his laser cum, he literally should have had that conversation in season 2. Like, literally, he's literally going.
And also, yeah, he even mentioned that he never thought he needed to have the talk because he's not normal and he's superhuman, and there's many ways that can go wrong if you try to fucking go to town on someone, that you can absolutely hurt someone
By the way,
like intentionally.
he's him and Lana are getting it on. Okay. Oh wait, never mind. He lost his powers. Never mind.
Yeah, he lost his powers.
I was
His
gonna
powers
say,
are gone.
shouldn't he like have heat vision coming out of his eyes, going, oh, and fire on the wall? Like,
No, but that was brought up on Togville earlier with the Alicia episode, while they were making out and almost going to Poontown.
Really, I didn't see that one.
And like, there's like, hey, would Clark be able to not be able to control himself when he gets horny, and he shoots out his heat vision and he accidentally burns her alive?
See, that's my point. So like, haven't they crossed this bridge already?
This is why I don't like the idea of how he triggers his heat vision. I don't like that idea. I think that's ridiculous.
Now every time I watch Man of Steel, I'm like, he's getting a boner now. Like, he's like, when in Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, when he tells Lex, where is she? He's like, think about Lois Lane. Think about Lois Lane. Where is she?
He's getting a hard on.
Think about Lois Lane. Think about Lois Lane.
Does the whole Batman voice.
Look at Lex Luthor with a hard on. Lex Luthor should be terrified. Superman's looking at you. Why is your dick hard, man? Like, yeah, I'll tell you where your mom is. Damn, why the fuck your dick hard,
there's a reason why he doesn't have the red trunks to hide his package.
That's not a bulge, by the way. That's more than a bulge. It's like boom.
Boing.
That's that awkward moment when Superman's looking at Lex Luthor with heat vision and he's got a hard on. And you're like, oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
You know what? He's like, I quit. Yeah, you know, your mom's in that basement over there. You go get her. You don't have to fight Batman. I'm done. He goes, I'm done. He goes, all right, take me to jail. Just don't rape me.
We are abandoning ship. But I damn it.
I'm sorry. Once we start getting into that subject, we just be gone.
That's actually really funny, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is pretty funny.
The Diet Matrix twins create a force field around the mansion, and I thought it was cool when the car like ran into the thing, and I thought
right. That was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool
Sheriff-
effect shots.
Sheriff
I also
Adams
like
has
that
like
the
the
sheriff
IQ
is
of
just-
But also
5.
but the one who's leading this whole hostage
discount of
chain,
fucking
it was
non-union
played by
niggas
Kenny
think like-
Johnson. This is a guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Really?
Yeah, what's he called, Brian? Ryan, what's he called? The non-union, legally distinct
Bam Margera.
Bam Margera. I always looked at him Electro. As Electro. Like he literally looks like he's like, and like literally, I just think the stupidest thing is when Jonathan and them come up there, and then he's like, "Why y'all always?" And he's like talking back to his parents, trying to get him to leave, and then he pulls lines, "Yeah, boy, that's no way to talk about your mama." And I was like, why is he so cartoonish and goofy? Literally,
Yeah,
this is like the
they were
goofiest
coming out
villain.
of Saturday morning cartoons. That's what it really
Who
felt
wrote
like
this?
in
Was this like a
episode.
10-year-old that wrote this villain? Like, oh, he smokes cigarettes. He's
I
bad.
was like,
because
dude, who talks like that?
he's literally like he looks like the bad guy from The Simpsons. You know, the carjacker. The carjacker, the one with the hair is like, oh, dude. Like, if you give him blonde hair and take off his mustache, he's literally that character from The Simpsons.
Right?
The carjacker.
Yeah. And also, I had a feeling that this could not have been easy for Clark and Chloe to break into Luthor Corp in the level 3.
Like,
Like,
they go
there's
Mission
no
Impossible in this.
they were asking, but they were literally asking. But Clark was wondering, like, where are all the security guards? That's a little bit weird. Like, that was something that's a little off. It can't be too easy.
Turns out, to quote Admiral Akbar, it was a trap because Lex pretty much set it up by design, which
Of
will
course he
cross
did.
them.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. It makes
The whole
perfect
episode was
sense.
Lex's design.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, when I laughed my ass off when they opened the junk and he saw the spy equipment and all this, says, Chloe, where'd you get this? She goes, eBay. And I'm like, bullshit. I actually Googled that shit.
You were able to get a fucking
I Googled a
advanced
flashbang
gear.
grenade, and I'm like, you can't buy that shit off of eBay.
No, but for flashbang grenade, but that was a graduation present for Lois, according to Chloe, because that would make more
like
sense.
all that
Because
gear in her trunk. I'm like, you
she's from
can't
the
buy that
military
shit off of
family.
eBay.
But yeah, but there's no way in hell that she was able to buy that fucking spy gear at eBay. Are you fucking kidding me?
And especially in 2005, bullshit.
That's some
4 years
bullshit
after
right there.
9/11. Like, what are we doing here?
We were in post 9/11, dude.
Nobody's selling that gear on eBay, okay? Literally. I'm just saying, like, I
There's
call
no
bullshit
way
on
in
that
hell.
whole
I was like,
Flash-
is she a fucking spy that we don't know that she could be secretly working?
I
for
was
the
waiting for the
government?
Mission Impossible thing when Clark's in the event, and I'm like,
She literally brought up Mission Impossible. She literally acknowledged that.
I was thinking about Die Hard when he was in that vent. Like, come
Oh,
to
that
the
was
front,
totally
we'll
Die
get
Hard.
together.
That scene was definitely Die Hard. Also, how did Clark was able to climb down when he was on, like coming down from the vent? How the hell did he manage to get down from there? It looked like it was a far way down.
I did also like with Chloe and Lex in the caves, where Lex finally confronts her in the caves about saying, "You haven't had one." But Lex is so evil, like in this episode, where he's like,
He's
"You
becoming more of a
haven't-"
dick. He's way more of a dick this time around.
and he's
And
making
Chloe
comments like, "Yeah,
was
third
like,
wheel."
"You better stop asking questions, or I will." I asked my mom. I was like, "Damn, Chloe's
Yeah, she said that.
she's a hard
I do
ass."
like that. Also, I do like that the sheriff finally does her job right by noticing the cigarettes. And like the sheriff, I finally was like, wow, the sheriff actually did her job right in this episode. Where
Yeah, she's known them.
literally-
She's known them from years, and there's no way that they smoke cigarettes. There's
And then
something's
Lana
off.
doesn't smoke either, so she knows that. And she's like,
She's not stupid. She was not dumb.
I do like that. She's like, oh, sheriff. And then Jonathan attacks him. And then like Lana
He gets his ass beat, and then he gets his ass beat again. How many times did he gets into a fight and he manages to keeps getting his ass kicked?
And Jonathan
Dude.
doesn't even put his hands up or anything. He just takes.
Like,
the-
dude, Jonathan, you really need to learn how to fight.
He
Dude,
was
you're
about
a
to fight,
farmer.
and then Lana yells, Mr. Kent. And then he gets hit in the face. I'm like, what?
Like, dude, shut up. I'm
Also,
a little
Clark-
busy trying to beat his ass.
Trying to kick some ass. Some hippie ass. You know,
That was so funny the way Jonathan reacts every time he gets punched straight in the face. His face like he does this. I couldn't help but
Stuntman must
laugh.
make bank.
I could not help but
John
laugh.
Schneider's stuntman must be bank because he's always getting his ass thrown everywhere. Ass kicked everywhere. John Schneider's stuntman must be bank. He's like, guys, guess who's working today? But Michael Rosenbaum's stuntman's like,
I
not
couldn't
me.
even tell. I couldn't even
Mine
tell
is-
that was John Schneider doing the stunts or was a stunt double.
John Schneider's just sitting there drinking a cup of tea while his stunt double's just getting thrown across the fucking yard.
He's just sitting there like, that looked like it hurt. I'm sorry.
All right, now it's time for you to take a hit for me. All right, now we're gonna fall off a roof. All right, now we're good. It's like,
Guess Bold Duke couldn't even fight.
man, let me tell you about them Duke boys. Let me tell you, it's just I wish John would go up to him and say, "You're a good old boy."
who
Like,
did no harm. But the best part of this episode by a lot is the finale, where Clark confronts Lex, and Klex is pretty much over at this point.
You were watching us the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. What'd you promise them, Lex? Enough serum to last the rest of their lives?
You're being irrational.
And to do it, you put Lana and my family in danger.
Clark.
No! You want to test me? You want to see what I'm really made of? Do it yourself, you coward. Satisfied?
This whole scene
Yeah.
made it for me.
Oh, I love when Clark's like, "You want to test me? Do it yourself, you coward." And I was like, "Damn, dude, he ain't fucking around." Like, dude, like I'm gonna fucking like put my foot down and just like, let's just get this over with. And friendship is over.
oh yeah, like he literally was like, "You, all this is everything that happened today is your fault. You let
Yeah,
them out. You
yeah,
literally
you
did this just so you could hunt me. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if Lex is the one that told them, like, look." He goes, I will let you free, and I will give you this if you go look for Clark Kent and tell him you're gonna kill his family. And he says,
Yeah.
if you don't get you that. He goes, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause,
because they
the
offer
guy knows
offer
already he's
some
going to
kind of
escape.
a
The guy
serum.
knows he's going to escape.
Yeah, but and also if this meteor freak was at a level 3 facility, they've been juicing him up on like kryptonite steroids that makes him more stronger, and he's a junkie essentially, if you really think about it, and he's desperate for more. And he gave him an offer that he couldn't refuse.
Looks Lex never had any intention of giving.
Oh no,
honoring the offer.
they were just fucking pawns.
This seems like something Lionel would do back in like season 2.
Yeah, that's what
Instead, this
he.
is
I
like
mean,
Lex
I
doing.
think
That's what
that
makes me feel
the
bad.
moment that he was at the Belle Reve, when he was at that cell with Lionel, that's when he became his father.
He punches Clark, and then he finally gets his answer. Like, Clark's bleeding. The Kryptonian
Yeah, and he was
said,
shocked. He was so
"Hello, doesn't
shocked. It's like,
bleed."
what? He was so shocked and fucking disappointed. Like,
he
there's
was
nothing that
expecting
can't be
Clark
true.
to like not bleed.
He was
No, because
so
he knows.
sure of
Because he
himself.
knows. Yeah, because he was so sure that he is superhuman. Somehow he suspected that he's superhuman.
Because everything that happened these last 2 days, where he's like, I saw Clark in the cave, and then on top of that, Clark was not there, with his family when the meteor hits. That's also suspicious. And then also Clark was at my mansion, and then on top of that, Clark literally broke into the warehouse. And I'm like, he's had all this suspicion. It makes sense if you think about it from Lex's perspective.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it kind of is like, yeah, he's just normal.
Yeah. Yeah, but also you put his family and Lana at risk just so you can find out the truth about him. You arranged this shit. And I'd be fucking pissed at him too. Like, what the fuck?
Then Clark goes to Pound Town with Lana at the end.
Yeah, he finally loses. Both of them lose their virginity together. They had that little special moment.
It'd be great at the end if Lex was just in the corner watching it, like I had a camera.
God. Oh, we're not going. Oh god.
And he was just like this.
All that I know is that it took him 5 years. We finally got this Klana thing out of the way. So we're in the middle of this now. But Jacob, 1 to 10, what do you have?
It's like a 7 out of 10.
All right, Matt, what about you?
Has its moments. I liked it, but it was literally just to show you what it's like to have him taken all these difficult measures without his powers. Because if he had powers, he would have got the shit done like very quickly. But he's learning what it's like to really do some more things, saving lives without using powers. So yeah, that have his moments. Despite that stupid villain thing that was so cartoony, I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It was an okay episode.
Damn, I thought I was being cruel.
I'm going to agree with Jacob Collins, and I'll go 7 out of 10. This is definitely has its cringy moments. It's the worst of the 3, but the ending with Clark and Lex was phenomenal, and that's what is given. I give all 7 of my Superman shields to them for this one. But let's close things out for this week by talking about
episode of the 3.
By season 5, episode 3, called Hidden.
Smallville, season 5, 8/7 Central on the WB Thursday.
A secretly screwed up little episode, but we've already crossed that bridge. Former tech guy for the Torch, Gabriel Duncan, takes control of one of the 15 nuclear missile silos near Smallville. 15, you heard that right. With the coordinates for Smallville locked in, he starts the launch sequence with the intention of forever purging the town of the population of meteor freaks with his powers. Clark is put in an especially vulnerable position as he and Chloe frantically try to track Gabriel down before it's too late. Meanwhile, Lionel Luthor, still in a catatonic state, has scrawled symbols up from the Kryptonian spaceship all over the walls of his padded cell, and he later escapes, where the secret to his catatonic state is revealed. Also, Lex continues to obsessively try to study the black spaceship he keeps at the Luthor Core warehouse. So this episode was awesome. I loved just about every single minute of this. We pretty much see as close as this show comes to the death of Superman almost, because Superman gets shot in the chest and he flatlines, and it doesn't take until Lionel busting out of his cell and basically becoming Jor-El's human vessel that he finally comes back. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, they got away with
gunshot.
this
It
on
hit
the WB.
it hit his lungs. Oh my God! Like Gabriel did not hesitate just to pull out his 9mm and gun him down. Like, damn, this dude's a murdering
this
little
a fucking
bastard.
psychopath. That's why.
He's a fucking yeah. His father is one of the lighthouse keeper of the missile silos, and he managed to break in the beginning of the episode. Like, and he was able to pick up on what he was able to do because he was a lighthouse keeper of those nuclear missile silos, and somehow he was able to activate all that stuff. Like, wow, holy shit!
I got good. Messed up at the end. He's like, "Fine, do it, and he's like
he's like, "Don't do it! Like, don't do it!"
I'm like, he's gonna kill you. I'm like,
yeah,
he's gonna kill you.
He's gonna kill you anyway.
Kill you the second you do it.
You mean here's the thing. They were already dead the moment he broke in. Like, they should have known better when they were like guarding the fucking missile silo. Like, why would you do that? You are a stupid fucking moron.
Like, that guy literally does it, and then all of a sudden he just goes bam, 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 and I'm like,
and I'm gonna set the timer from when I'm gonna strike Smallville for 1 hour, which is the runtime of this episode.
Just
like, no one thought of that.
This is like a messed up episode because this is like the other kid, the other one who was like a white supremacist who hated meteor freaks. This dude is times 10 on that one.
He was times 10.
Like the other kid was just a racist that hated him and wanted to kill him. This dude literally wants to cause a Holocaust with freaking.
He wants to create a genocide. He's a genocidal maniac. He might as well be a Nazi.
He saw the events of Chernobyl and said, "Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do that."
Yeah, let's just vaporize. Let's just nuke the fucking town and be done with it.
I'm just like, are you serious, dude? Like, I said, literally. I mean, he's going to MIT too, or MIT. And I'm like, and his plan is to create a Holocaust in Smallville. I'm like, are you serious? Like,
wow, that's like far extreme. Like really?
There's like racist, and then there's like Nazism, and it's like finest, and that is
a genocidal bigoted.
Yeah, like that. Literally, he was like the other guy in season 3 wasn't looking so bad. Now,
yeah, no, he was just hunting them. Like, he was more like a duck season hunting season or whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't want to kill everybody in Smallville. Like, he's like, I just want to kill the meteor.
I mean, the other guy, he was just a bigoted piece of shit, but he was doing it. But he was doing it for his own reason. But for this one, like, he was just creating a whole genocide.
He's gonna kill everybody. He's like, I'm gonna kill the meteor.
Even if he has to kill even if he has to kill normal people as well. Like, wow, dude, like, he's a terrorist.
He's literally a terrorist. And I'm like, this is literally like, I was telling somebody about this earlier. I was like, this episode is kind of like a school shooting episode because this kid literally like, he's like, okay, I hate meteor freaks so bad, I'm gonna take a gun to a school and try to kill everybody.
But also, if this was more realistic, I don't think that it would happen like that in real life. I don't think that they would. But it's a show, and we got to suspend our disbelief. But I don't think that it would be that dumb. It would
not be. I think in real life they would have to let you in.
Yeah, they would have to.
You could not just like walk in there.
There should have been more armed guards with machine guns, and he was able to break in no sweat with a 9mm.
Especially when it's a nuclear missile. And this
you have a bunch of guards. You're guarding a fucking weapons of mass destruction. And you're letting this tech guy who is coming from the military family manage to break in no sweat.
And this guy's
And then
excuse is, oh, they haven't been updated since 79, so I can bypass it. I'm like, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm pretty sure there's people on top of this.
They
So
would be
like,
on top of it. No,
they would
no
have like a
sweat.
kill code in there in case some psychopath.
But
was
also,
able to
yeah,
get his
but
hand
also
back on.
Chloe was able to alert the authority about what Gabriel was up to, and we have the bunch of the military, the army going and hunting them down. But also the one thing that really bothered me,
Wouldn't the
there's no way.
FBI?
Here's a hold on. There's no way in hell that the sheriff would fucking lead this whole fucking
Homeland Security,
No,
NCIS, FBI, all
yeah,
that shit.
it was like, what the fuck is sheriff getting involved? They would not involve the fucking police. They would not. It would have had
This dude
Homeland
is literally
Security.
a
They would have the
domestic terrorist
army.
now. The second he killed 2 naval military officials and then stole a nuclear weapon, he is considered a domestic terrorist. And that right there is way above her pay grade. That is like Homeland Security.
Yeah, it was way above her pay grade. But also, it's kind of odd that the military was still not able to find other silos. They don't have a bunch of team to search the place simultaneously.
Yeah, I would tell like, look, y'all go to this silo, we'll go to this silo. But
they couldn't even spread out their team. They couldn't spread out teams. You seriously couldn't do that? Nope, you got to make this episode happen. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, I just think that's kind of messed up. It's like, okay, like I was thinking like Lex doesn't really play a role in this episode. I was thinking,
yeah,
what could
Lex is just doing his own thing, studying the ship and trying to get his comatose dad of like demanding answers, and he still couldn't get any answers.
I thought Lex was like, "Oh, my security team
heading to the
and he was noticing from the bottom of the ship like that wasn't there before. The Zod symbol, like that was not there before. And when we saw at the end of episode 1 of who came out of that ship, it's like and Lionel's like, you won't be able to open it. Only he can open it.
So yeah, it's like Lex, it's only in the place that you live. So like, where is your awareness, my guy? But
yeah, he's not aware that there's an incident in the missile silo that you're about to get vaporized.
Like literally, also, also I do like that Lex was abusing his dad to get info. Like he's just throwing his dad around, saying, well, "Tell me about the symbols and everything." I thought that was really great. I'm like, yeah, that's like Lex is just getting his payback on him.
Yep.
Also,
but he's desperate because his scientists can't even get that thing open.
I do like at the end how Lex and Lionel are in the mansion and he like interrogating Lionel about it, and Lionel's like, "I don't remember nothing."
You know, it's not particularly relevant like to anything going on, but the fact that like Clark's alarm clock is to 2 a.m. by Ann Nalick, I'm just like, talk about a song that I wouldn't want to wake up to. That's a good song. Let's not get it twisted, but just like 2 a.m. and she calls me because I'm still awake. Yeah, that's the song I want to hear at 6:30 in the morning.
I do like that, like Clark tried to set him up as a trap. And then they see Chloe, like, and then he shoots Clark, and Clark dies. I do like how he goes to
because Gabriel said that Chloe's the only one he trusted because he wanted her to write a story.
Which, by the way, even if like, I mean, he realize that the nuclear bomb's only going to take out Smallville and not Metropolis, and so he thinks like, oh, everything's gonna be fine once the nuke hits. Well, once the nuke hits and everything, if you kill a lot of people, guess who's going to prison whenever? Because you don't think the FBI and all that shit.
You're going to be in prison, dude. You're
going to go to Guantanamo Bay, man. You're not going to prison. You're going to Guantanamo Bay. That's an act of terrorism you committed. You just committed mass genocide. Like you are not.
And you know that Gabriel's place that there was a bunch of like the Wall of Weird on steroids, and they all thought that was Gabriel's thing, but it wasn't. That was his dad, and his dad was a meteor infected, and he told Gabriel to kill him. So he was pretty much a bigot too, just as much as Gabriel.
I mean, to be fair, like, when you're raised in that like ideology, yeah, of course, it's kind of like William Stryker and X-Men, but like times a 10.
Right.
And I will say, I do think that I do like that Clark when he got his powers back, how he jumped up onto the nuke and he's like,
oh yeah, but before that, when he's waking up in the fortress after he died and near death experience. He sees Lionel, but it's not Lionel. It's Jarrell, and he's using Lionel as a vessel. And he told him that I'm going to be using him, an oracle, as a vessel from whenever you need me. And now the time is now to save you and bring you back. But also, there's going to be major consequences when I bring you back from the dead and restore your powers. One of them will die. Someone close to you will be exchanged. That scene was so dark. It added more consequences and more stakes. And Clark's like, no, I don't want this. But no, you already did. When you unleashed your powers, you disobeyed me. It was your choice. And now you're upsetting the balance of nature.
One thing that I do definitely want to mention is how, like, Lionel, ironically enough, has become more of a father to Clark than he ever was to Lex. Like, think about it for like 5 minutes. Like Jor-El has basically taken on Lionel's vessel of sorts, and it's Jor-El speaking through Lionel, but it's like
Yep.
Lionel is basically Clark's dad now, for like
His new father figure, But also, I thought that what John Glover played Drell was so good. Even though we're not hearing
Yeah.
Terrence Stamp's voice, but he definitely knocked it out of the park playing Jarrell with that accent.
He tweaks his voice to be more like Terrence Stamps, which I thought was impressive.
Oh man,
You know,
that was so good. Somehow he managed to get his clothes back on.
which you know what? The one thing I did, just there's only two things I didn't like about the rest of this episode. That Chloe was able to reprogram that shit. Like literally, when she got thrown against the computer, she was like just doing this, and he goes, "Hey, what'd you do?" And then she's accidentally kills the guy. Like when they're fighting over the pistol, and she accidentally kills himself. And I'm just like, because she shoots him, whatever I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, that to me, I was like, that's so dumb. Because I'm like, which, you know what? I mean, look, you know what? That was like, I guess they were just like, we don't want him to go to Belle Reeve because we don't want
She
to.
tried to like deactivate the missiles, but it did not work, and it
They
still
would never do
launched
this
anyway.
episode today. They would never do this episode.
No, they wouldn't. No, I totally agree. Especially when it was on a network television show where they were able to get away with a lot of stuff that they were able to go a little bit more dark theme and more like life and death stuff. But now for a network show, they would never do that today. They will probably most likely do it on streaming. That's most likely.
This one, I could see this as an episode of 13 Reasons Why.
This was more of like the episode of like 24 style or what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely season 2 of 24, because there's the whole nuke in Los Angeles thing. But
I
think
what? I really enjoyed this episode though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
such a damn good episode. Loved. Yeah, and I do agree that him stopping the nuclear missile up in space and the way they did the effects was so cinematic. It was so awesome to watch. When he was just fucking leaping towards the nuclear missile and taking it out in space was pretty dope. But also one thing a little bit bothered me. When he reunites with Lana, when she walks into the door, oh yeah, your clothes is all burnt up. What the fuck happened? I just saw you in the hospital. You pretty much died. And now you're coming in with your like burnt up clothes. Where the fuck did that come on? She never even questioned it.
Yeah, like if I were Lana, I'd be like, "What happened to you?" And he'd be like, I went to Disney in July." I'm like, checks out.
I wish they would have done like Dark Knight Returns. Whenever he stops Snoke, it blows up, and then you see him like a skeleton. Then he comes back.
Oh yeah, I wish that would have been so interesting if they did that, because they did this. They did that in BVS. A little callback to the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah. But I think we've touched on just about everything, so let's wrap things up. Jacob, 1 to 10, what do you got?
I will give this. I'll give this a 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
All right, Matt, what about you?
This is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. This was the second best episode out of 3. Love how they were able to go a little bit more dark and adding the suspense, the consequences and the stakes, and learning about like you should never have given up your powers and you made the biggest mistake of your life. And now that the nature has to correct itself, the moment that you died and then you came back from the dead, there's going to be major consequences. And I thought it was perfect. Especially at the end of the episode when he's trying so hard not to tell Chloe what's really going to happen, and he's telling him, "I never should have given up my powers. Why the hell did I not listen to him?" Like, damn.
Well, I'm giving this a full-on 10. I loved everything about this episode, and just like beginning, middle, and end. Like this was just, I think this might be among my favorite episode of this show, period. Like,
It's only going to get better. It's only going to keep getting better and better. There's not going to be as much bad episodes as what the previous 4 seasons. There's going to be a lot more better episodes than usual. Even though there's going to be some fillers that are not the best, but it still continues to improve the quality.
What's next week's episode? What's next?
Hold on. The first one would be Aqua. For the 4th episode, and what was the 5th one? I gotta look.
So yeah, but what did you all think of these episodes? Let us know in the comments. 4 is going to be Aqua, 5th is going to be Thirst, and 6 is going to be Exposed.
That's the one.
Now I will say I'm looking forward to Aqua and Exposed. Aqua and Thirst. Exposed, I don't give a shit about. Wait, isn't it?
I didn't mind Exposed. I thought it was better than Thirst because Thirst was kind of pointless and
We're
stupid.
gonna have
I
divisive
didn't
opinions on Thirst.
that because Thirst is like the version like fucking spell
Don't say
episode.
so.
I didn't.
It's a
it
fun
felt like
episode. I actually
it was
really
just
enjoyed
it was
Thirst.
kind of a throwaway episode of a Halloween special. Like we didn't need to have that episode. It wouldn't affect on anything.
It was fun.
I mean, it's
Hey,
not a
fuck you,
terrible.
Ryan.
It's not.
It was fun.
It's not terrible. I mean, it just wasn't that great.
It's a fun episode. I really
But
enjoyed it.
Aqua, I'm definitely looking forward to talking about that episode.
Yeah. Spoiler alert: the band Agua appears in those episodes.
Yeah, spoiler alert:
I'm a
Aquaman.
Barbie
We
girl.
get Aquaman in this episode, and it's played by Alan Ritchson.
I did know about that going in, so
I was saying Aqua, the band, you idiot, Matt. I'm not saying Aquaman. I said the band.
But also,
Aqua.
take this with a giant grain of salt. They spoiled who was going to be in that next episode in the promos at the time.
I mean, to be fair, it's called Aqua. I mean, there's only like one person to figure
come on,
out.
you like Aqua. You cannot put two and two together. It's not so hard to figure
I
that
wonder
out.
who's going to appear in this episode. Aqua. It'd be funny if
Spoiler
the Flash
alert!
showed up.
Oh boy.
Aqua. That's like saying Batman, and then you're like,
That's like saying Flash, even though it's not that subtle.
But
which
I'm looking forward to next week. Jacob, where can the people find you?
Pornhub.
Oh, jeez. New season, same old shit.
You can find me at 3D Movie Cinema. I'll be the one watching Clark on the laptop going, oh. You know,
I bet you will.
You know, yeah, you can find me at 3D Movie Cinema. I just reviewed Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and Ghostbusters the video game, and we did our watch along for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, which you know, because Ryan really wanted to see that movie this weekend. He said I don't give a fuck about Godzilla versus Kong. He goes, I want to see Winnie the Pooh
because of the second Winnie the Pooh got a lot more positive reviews than the first one did.
I mean, to be fair, it literally the other day it had a fucking 100% rating compared to Godzilla versus Kong.
I was like,
it has
wow.
a higher rating right now.
But right now the second one's sitting at in its 56 something on Rotten Tomatoes now that the reviews have been coming in more. So we'll see what happens if they're going to go up or go down. But that's but people are saying positive things about the second Winnie the Pooh horror slasher movie. I was like, what? How did that happen?
Isn't Godzilla like at a 40% right now?
It's in its 62% right now, and it's got like over 100 reviews in total.
I thought it said it was rotten. Like that's what I said the other day.
Maybe it might have gone down. I probably have to fact check it.
Because it's like, oh, guess what? Comic.com did a web thing saying Godzilla versus Kong is rotten, and I
will put in.
Yeah, it's in a rotten right now. You're right. It's 116 reviews, and it's sitting at 57 right now for Godzilla X Kong.
All we need is one more good review for that, and then they'll be tied on review.
But Jacob's link is in the description. Matt, your link tree is in the prescription. The prescription. I got a prescription here. But
because he has erectile dysfunction.
I need to buy some Blue Chew. But Matt, what do you got coming up?
Well, yeah, I recently put out my review for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and I'm planning on I might be able to see Godzilla X Kong maybe this weekend. Don't know for sure, but definitely keep an eye open. I'm definitely in the process of editing a few of my reviews that I just recorded recently, which is Roadhouse Remake with Jake Gyllenhaal, the 25th anniversary of The Matrix, and Terminator 2.
And as far as this channel goes, the road to Godzilla X Kong has concluded. That review should be up at the time of this this podcast dropping. And which I was a guest on recently for Godzilla versus Kong. That the conclusion. Glad to be a part of that. Yeah, indeed. And Jacob was a part of that too, reviewing King Kong 05 with me. So I'm grateful for the both of you for that. And the 1999 project continues, and there's going to be another Road 2 series starting up very soon, but I'm going to keep it a little close to the chest for the time being. But
I'm excited for that.
But for Jacob Collins, for Matt Wyatt, my name is Ryan Cam. For Truth for Justice, for the American Way, we will see you in the next one. Season 5 is going to be a blast.